Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. So, good morning in America, good afternoon from the top of Ireland, and all the way around the world. Saoirse here. We have another live today for Freedom Search International. The lives today, welcoming our special guest today is Dr. Shelley Nash, and she's just an awesome person to help you dress your style. And so you can see I have my style here, and and be true to yourself on the inside, so you can have success on the outside. So we'll be talking about her with her about that, and also we're talking about how she came from the textile world and designer to nutrition and health and wellness to life coaching and business coaching. And so it's a whole new thing. So without much further bother and words, we're not going to use that French word. Yeah. Anyway, so welcome, Shelley. So here she is, Dr. Shelley Nash. Falchero, Céad Míle Fáilte.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice for you to ask, and I'm excited to have our conversation.
Hi, Grant. So the first question is, you're coming from America, Mountain Standard Time. I noticed when I was looking at your website that you have a wee tabby there, the kitty, and so I just had to do, what's your kitty's name?
Actually, I have 3 cats. The one on my website isn't really my cat. It's a nod to cats. But I have 3 cats. I have Marley, who's my oldest. She's 19. Her sister passed away last year. And then I have Mr. G, who is adopted met him at the mailboxes. He's about 4 or 5. And then I have a new one, Stormy, who I just adopted from my neighbor when he passed away. So I have 3, and they all get along great.
Well, that's good. And that's good that the last one had a home after that.
Yes.
So someplace to go. So that's good. Yeah. So anyway, welcome. So I want to talk to you about where you came from. So like, what about your background? You started with textiles. How did you get started in all this?
Oh gosh, I grew up in Minnesota actually. And so my mom used to sew, and she would take me to sewing stores and things growing up. And I just kind of had a natural interest in it because of that. She would sew all my clothes, and she was teaching me to sew. So I just kept learning more and more. And then when it came time to go to college, it was like, pick a career, pick something. And so I thought, I'll just pick, home ag, textiles, and clothing, because that's what I know. So that's kind of how I got into that. And during college, I got to go on a 2-month tour of European textile factories of Ireland, Scotland, London, Paris, Italy. So that was really awesome. And then when I got a job out of college, it was actually in a outdoor clothing and equipment store, and I was selling sew-it-yourself kits to high school and junior high kids. So it was a little bit out of fashion, but it was still, in the industry. Yeah, and then I got hooked into holistic health and massage, and ended up leaving that work after 5 years and became a massage therapist. And then eventually, after doing that for over 10 years, I decided I wanted to do more for people and help them more. And I met lots of chiropractors, holistic chiropractors. So I became a chiropractor. That's where the doctor comes from.
Okay, so that's the doctor's chiropractic then?
Yeah, yes.
All right, that's grand.
Well, then
we know
for a long time.
We know that all of life's problems are a result of sublimation there. Subluxation.
Misalignment, I would say.
Yeah, that's it. Misalignment, indeed.
Yeah. So I loved that. However, I saw myself getting older and didn't want to do the physical practice anymore. So I decided to coach. I started my own coaching business with women's empowerment based on kind of everything that I'd been through in my life. And then I met Bob Proctor through some personal development courses that I took here in Phoenix, and then decided to coach with him. So coached with him for 5 years and coached his materials on mindset and self-image and confidence. And then he passed away a couple of years ago. Even before he passed away, I started doing my own thing, which was, it just kind of naturally happened that I would bring the fashion into my coaching,
Aye.
because it's so much self-image is how you see yourself on the inside and how you portray yourself on the outside. So it just kind of started happening naturally. And then I developed a coaching program for, you kind of mentioned it earlier, styling yourself from the inside out, that
Right.
it's how you feel about yourself, see yourself on the inside that ultimately you want to express on the outside. So I developed that coaching program 2-3 years ago. And that's kind of like the story about coaching. And then there's another extra story that has to do with helping people just earn extra income, which who doesn't want that?
Right.
Because when I'm talking to people about coaching, oftentimes they want to do it, but they don't have the money to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
when I discovered this way that people can earn extra income, I just thought whether they're going to use that extra income to pay for my class, or whether they're going to use it to just live the life that they want, and stop saying I
Yeah.
don't have enough or I don't have the money, to stop that pattern, because it's all mindset, it's all, if you keep saying I don't have enough, then you'll keep not having enough. So
Right.
that's the whole package right now.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I had the same issue, and I guess a lot of counselors do when I was a therapist. So before I was a Freedom Life coach, and what I do now internationally, I had been a therapist, so like the LPC kind of thing, and
Mhm.
so I was a NCC, and I did mainly crisis counseling. And what I found was, in order to be successful, you had to have at least 30 clients a week, on average for a good load. And then you had to like go, since I was independent, I had to go like 3 different places or 4
Mm.
to pick up the clients at different parts of town. And, and then they would come, and we deal with the crisis thing, but how to do the sliding scale, because, they,
Yeah.
their life was so messed up already
Yeah.
that the finances weren't there. And so you had to do
Yeah.
like the bottom sliding scale. And then after 6 sessions, the crisis was over and they didn't want to go deeper. And then they'd go
Yeah.
off until another crisis would come, and then they come back. It was like,
Yeah.
this is not working, And so
Yeah.
really, to be successful in that field, you almost need to have an organization that you're working for, so you don't have to worry about, you know, getting the clients or necessarily
Mhm.
keeping them in a way,
Yeah.
because, you've got your salary behind you, and then they're attracting them that. And so
Yeah.
that's where my oldest son is now, and he's a therapist, a marriage and family therapist, and so he's pretty successful with it. So
Mhm.
anyway, so that's kind of the background. So we
Yeah.
both know, coming from that kind of a background, what it takes now to be a freedom life coach or a life coach or
Mhm.
business coach now.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you what, when you dress your style, you not only have that inner confidence to go, to be on stage or to help other people, but
Yeah.
you feel good too. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's like
Yeah.
it lines up. It totally lines
Mhm.
up. So
Yeah. It goes back and forth. You can work with your style and you can feel better. But
hi,
usually, if you just work from the outside in, it won't last.
right,
So that's why I take people through some of the inside things where it's like, what are those things you tell yourself about your body, or how you put yourself down, how you talk about different parts of your body, and to really evaluate those and maybe change some of those thought processes and beliefs you have about your body, your style, yourself. Some of those beliefs came from your parents, and earlier in life, and then you
right.
just kept repeating them because you didn't know any better. So it's like taking a little deep dive to see what are those, and so that when you change your style, you can have that permanent change, and then you always want to keep changing your style for your expansion and your growth and where you're going to. So style is an ever evolving process as you grow through your life, and as you learn, as you want to express different parts of yourself. And those
Right.
parts can be revealed as you do personal development and personal growth. There can be parts of you, maybe you were introverted for a lot of time in your life, and all of a sudden you're learning to express parts of your life, and you're not necessarily extroverted, but you're not completely introverted anymore. So how does that show up in your style?
Right.
So one of the ways
And I
I do
like that
that
too.
is dangly earrings.
Oh,
Dangly
there we
earrings
go.
help me to feel, more um, just like sort of like that, almost that little girl energy, sparkly and dangly,
Hi.
and yeah.
There we go. That's it. Well, I tell you what, one of the things that I've noticed is as I'm getting a bit older. My wife, my mama is a television presenter,
Mm,
and so what I've noticed is like when I go out to speak or I'm going to an event or something, I look in the mirror and I go like, "Hi, mom." It's like how this happen? Of course, I have my own style with it, but I'm still like dressing more like her and stuff. But so you
yeah,
get that from the back there, but
yeah.
um also
Sometimes we either dress like our mom, or we don't want to dress like our mom. It's one or the other.
right,
Yeah.
the opposite. But one thing that I think would be really good as far as your coaching is that you have the health benefits of it and the mindset, and so your appearance and dress, is kind of an in way to get there and start dealing with some of the mindset issues or the
Mhm.
baggage issues. And you
Yeah.
see that a lot in your clients there.
Oh yeah, people. Well, a lot of people just want to do the style part. Really, frankly, they just want to make the outer changes, and they don't have
Right.
that realization that if you just do that, you'll eventually go back to your old ways. And
Mm-hmm.
I experienced that when I was working in a high-end retail store and helping people, because they would come in and get an outfit for a certain event and things, but then they would come in later and they wouldn't change their inner dialogue, their language about themselves. They were still putting themselves down and being really mean to themselves in that, the quiet of their mind. It's not like
Right.
they're saying those things out loud, but in the quiet of their mind, in the inner recesses, that dialogue's going on. You can tell really easily if you step in front of the mirror. Is definitely when you step in front of the mirror naked and see what's going on in your head about the words that you're saying to yourself about your body. Oh, I'm so fat, or I'm ugly, or my arms are flabby, or all this negative stuff that you automatically start saying about your body. When you can shift those to a more positive thing, and you can see the positive and see the good in yourself versus that focusing on the negative.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
that's important
I think
to be
everyone
aware of it.
has that. I don't think there's any woman that doesn't. You know, wouldn't do good to look at some of those patterns of thought that she has about herself and her body.
Right. I like those little memes that say like, oh, you should really talk to yourself and believe in yourself like your dog believes in you or your
Mm,
cat,
yeah.
if you have a good cat,
Unconditional
right?
love. Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us, like who might have been your most difficult client to work with then?
Well, the most difficult is usually, somebody that doesn't really do the work.
Aye.
Because then, so I mean, if you want to come into the program, there are lessons to do, and when you don't do the lessons, then you don't get the benefit of what I'm taking you through.
Aye.
So that's probably the most difficult situation. Most people are in there and they're paying, so they want to do the work, but sometimes they don't do the work because something's happening in their life and they just don't have time. So that situation, as far as body shape or something like that, and we all have different body shapes. So right now I'm working with somebody that is a larger body shape, and so that's a little bit more challenging to just figure out for her what's going to be the best shape that not only is she comfortable in, but looks good and helps her feel better. And she does want to lose weight, but she hasn't yet. So how can we work with somebody to look good and feel good now? Because actually, and I've been up and down on the weight roller coaster too. And whenever I'm higher in weight, but I'm dressing really good, I automatically feel good and look better. And there's certain ways you can dress that can make you even look 20 to 30 pounds less, just depending on what you're wearing. So, so if you have weight issues, we can work with that,
Right.
and I hear people always say, I don't want to do this until I lose weight, until I get to my ideal weight. And I'm like, that's not the point, because you want to learn to dress yourself no matter what your weight is.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, it's like what's really frustrating is the outfit that you really like, and it's like, oh, and then when you put it on, the proportions aren't there because it's like it's like, or maybe the color is not exactly right.
Yeah.
That's really frustrating. So what exactly, like, if somebody's kind of on board with you, what's like your client journey to the transformation that you're looking for?
Through the style program. It's called Style Your Life, and for a reason. I've thought about changing the name, but it's really about your entire life, but it's through fashion, through clothes, and through your self-expression. So there's actually a couple different ways to do the program. I have it as a 6-month program and also as an 8-week boot camp. You go through the same things, but the 8-week boot camp, you obviously just go through it faster for those that want to do that. And then they can opt to redo it if it's been too fast for them. But we do go through, basically, we go through a roadmap of where you want to go when we start, where you're at now and where you want to go. And then the first part of it is what I call the inner style transformation, which is looking at your mindset, your beliefs, how you talk to yourself, rewriting the script of the words that you say to yourself all the time. And then in the second part, we dive into what are your natural colors? What are your accent colors? What are the colors that are best for you? So we have a whole program, a whole couple weeks about that in the 6-month program. And then we go into your closet, cleaning out your closet, re-wardrobing your closet, getting rid of things that don't fit or that aren't, or that are ragged and things like that, and then the emotions of letting go of things too.
Right.
So sometimes when you're cleaning out your closet, you have to pull in those first lessons. And those first lessons can help you with any emotions that might come up. In the first lessons, I also teach you of how to talk to your inner child, things like that, how to support yourself when emotional things come up. So cleaning out the closet, then we go into personality types and different clothing styles. We go into just developing that style that you want to reflect who you are. You learn we use 3 words, like who are you now? How would you say your style is now? Maybe it's sloppy, casual, athletic. And then maybe you want to move into, maybe you want to keep the casual, but you want to be more updated casual. And then you want to be maybe a little sassy. And then you want to be stylish or confident or edgy. We try to get you to focus on these words that you would like your style to be. And partially we do that through looking at style icons out there in the world, past and present, and, looking at some pictures on Pinterest and things like that in order to really hone in on who are you and where are you going in your career and your life, and how do you see yourself becoming? So we have to start from somewhere. And then as you get used to doing that, you're going to be naturally doing that for yourself.
Okay.
So,
now, so suppose that you have somebody that's got like Abby on NCIS, and and she wants to be a professional business person and maybe a professional speaker.
Mhm.
But she didn't want to give up too much of the goth. So then what do you do with something
Yeah.
like that?
Well, it's interesting because I look at who's the woman with the song from Barbie? Um, I'm not remembering her name. Anyway, she has like usually a streak of hair, red hair
Uh-huh.
down the middle.
Yeah.
I saw her at an award show where recently where she had dyed that back to her natural color. So I'm not sure if she's changing that right now. But I think that there is a way that you can dress for on stage or a personal business. Perhaps that's you would have, like I would say, you'd have a note to the goth. Maybe
Okay.
you're using more black, or maybe it's the shoes that are more that direction, that more clunky, funky. So I think there's, if you can keep part of that, with you, and then when you're
Yeah.
casual, you can have that be your look. So,
Right.
just
Okay.
blending it into, but you don't want to lose yourself either. So
Right.
you want to be yourself on stage, and so it depends on what that person is talking about or what the business is. But we would talk that through and make sure that she's congruent with who she is as well as what she's doing, what she's presenting.
Right. So do you work with men too?
At this time, I don't really work with men. I could, but I don't. It's just a different. It's just different. So
Yeah.
just working with
Okay.
women right now. Yeah.
So who's your uh like your poster person success story client that you had so far?
I've had a couple that have been really really shined. One was a woman that was had a 40-year career in the 911 system.
Okay.
And she then did a lot of personal growth towards the end of that. And she
That's
really,
999 here in Ireland,
oh,
just so that people
999.
know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The emergency response system.
Aye.
And she wanted to do something completely different. She was coached with a lady on personal development. And that's how I met her. Actually, we were coaching with the same person. And she really wanted to change her style accordingly. She was kind of like a wallflower and wouldn't speak up and things like that. So that was changing as she did personal growth, and she wanted to express that with her clothing. So she just really did everything I told her to do. She even changed her. Continuing after we've been together, she keeps sending me pictures of her new closet and things like that. She's continued to do after we work together. And then her style is more, it's very refined still, but it has like a leopard print and a red lipstick. And, she's added those kind of funkier, bolder things too, because
Aye.
that's how she's become. And then another client I met through coaching as well. We were fellow colleagues in the coaching industry, but she changed her career to become an artist. And her
Okay.
artwork that she does is really bold, like really bright colors and everything. And she
Right.
wanted a style that would blend with her artwork, that wouldn't, would let her artwork shine, like when she was at an art showing. And then she had gained weight. She was wearing her husband's clothes, like sweats and t-shirts, and really not even liking her body so much. She's just kind of hiding in these big baggy clothes. So she really has changed in the program and after, to this kind of funky elegance, I would say.
Right.
Because she'll wear the combat boots, but then she'll have a really sexy, slinky top on with a mini skirt,
There you
Or
go.
she had like in one of the pictures I have, she has a black dress, but just like a little ankle boot. And even the style that she's doing her hair and makeup and everything, it's just really kind of funky elegance. And she's just really owning the new style and her body. She lost a little bit of weight during the program too. So that always helps you feel better no matter what.
Right.
So those
So
are great success stories.
that's good. And so when people will change the outside, change the inside, then change the outside, it kind of cycles through it. And then so are you getting like good success results? Like, are they doubling their income or something?
Well, my artist is getting a lot. I haven't asked her recently, but she did get like a lot of. She does kind of mural art, so she does
Uh-huh.
big art. So she did
Yeah.
get a lot of new commissions, I guess they call them, in art. So that's been good for her. I haven't gotten money from her, fund from her. The other one that's doing the coaching. I'm not sure she's even started coaching yet, so I
Right.
wouldn't say that there's any financial result or change for her. I'm trying to think of other clients I've had. Sometimes this can be like almost the beginning, I want to say, of a new career or the beginning of setting something up. So they might not
Mm-hmm.
even be working yet in the career that they desire yet. So it
Right.
just helps give them the confidence to go out and do that
Mm-hmm.
in the way they want
Okay.
it. So I don't have,
No.
and off the top of my head, I don't have any financial reports to tell you around.
Okay, no bother. Well,
Yeah.
now as part of the transformation, do you do makeovers too? Is it virtual makeovers or how does that work?
As far as the makeup or
Yeah, makeup and hair and such.
we talk about hair and the best hairstyle for
Mm-hmm.
their face shape. I don't really talk about makeup
Okay.
because there's
All
so
right.
many places they can get that makeup advice. We do talk about red lipstick though, and
Okay.
the
I know I
power of
forgot to put mine on today.
wearing
Like,
a red lip. This isn't red that I have on now, but I often do a red on my TikTok lives that I do because it shows up better. But we do a red lipstick challenge where they go to a makeup counter and find their best color of red, because everybody can wear red lipstick. It just might need to be the best shade, whether it's more yellow
right.
or more orange or more blue or purple. So you got to get the shade that matches your skin, then it's going to look good on you. And now that days they have ways where it doesn't rub off too, like it used to be all over
Right.
the place.
Yeah,
So
that's
so we
good.
do that part, but we don't talk about like eye makeup or things like that.
Okay.
We talk about the
So
hair
you're
styles. We do talk about with natural color versus your general color system that is good for you, and then
right.
accent colors.
Yeah, I like how your lipstick matches your outfit and the outfit matches
Yeah.
the room decor, and it's
Oh
like
yeah,
it's all
this one
kind of
does.
coordinated there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
so now when you do the closet thing and you're going through the clothes and stuff, is that virtual? Are they going through with their mobile phone
Yeah.
and showing you what they have?
Yeah, sometimes in the second part of that, we do that. Often they'll post pictures, and we have a Facebook group. They'll post the pictures of the before of the closet, or they can send me pictures of anything that, and where they can have it on, and they can send me pictures. Sometimes if we have time, we can go through it on the Zoom or going through their
Hmm.
closet, and we're looking at it virtually. Everything's virtual. I do have, back to the colors, I do have, if they're in the US, I send them their color once they've picked that
Okay.
in a card.
Uh-huh.
In a card, I don't have a sample of that close, but if they're in a different country, I can send them a virtual card. So
Okay. Good. Yeah.
so that
Brilliant.
helps people to be able to just see the colors that are best for them to choose from.
So do you have any offers going on right now that you'd like to share?
My offers as far as the styling goes, like I said, I have two different programs people can join, either the 6-month or the 8-week boot camp. They're both ongoing, so
Okay.
there's no special price offers on them other than the regular, there's payment plan available for them if they want to get into that. So that's what's happening right now.
Okay.
With
So they
the,
just go to your website then?
yeah, they can go to my website. It's Dr. Shelley. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
DrShelleyNash.com.
Like magic.
Magic. And that website is a lot about the personal development process, a little bit about me and my story, and other programs that I have available in personal development, along with the style program is in there. The 8-week, I just noticed that the 8-week boot camp is not on the website, but if you contact me, which you can contact me through my website, or you can do Shelley at drshelleynash.com. You can write me and we can get on a call and we can talk about the 8-week boot camp.
Okay, grand. Sounds good.
Great.
All right. Well, any tip, or what's your number one tip or advice to give somebody right now? Around their style? Anything.
Around anything?
Yeah.
I would say just focus on being yourself. You know, that's the biggest thing in business and in this other business that I'm doing, and what I've learned through the last 2 years of when you're online and you're presenting like this, you know, it's easy to kind of put on a false front. I kind of learned how to put on a fake mask so that people wouldn't really see me, but really what people want is to see you and know who you really are. And so just attempt to be your authentic self, you know, in your life and in your business, and just allow people to see the real you. And it's harder than you think, because I think a lot of people are programmed into, even for a job interview, you put on this, you know, mask, you know, when we put on our makeup, we kind of put on a mask. So how can you be more authentic and true to yourself in everything that you do? And I think you'll be happier. We were watching the marathon, watching the Friends for the whole thing. On one of the favorite quotes I picked up was where like Michelle's talking to Phoebe, and she says, Monica, she's talking to Phoebe, and she says, "Now, Phoebe, just be yourself." And then everybody but not too much. Hold it back a little. Yeah, Monica Geller's good quote: "Be yourself, just be yourself, but not too much." That's funny in that respect. Yeah. Great. Right, there we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, I hope everyone really got something out of it. And if you want to know more, you go to the website again, drshelleynash.com. And there's no points there. It's just all one word.com. And so check it out. It's a really nice website. And so thank you for joining us. Shaniga Fall. Thank you. All right. Fun.